blaming everything on white people. Oh, you're not gonna like this. World War I, white people. World War II, white people. The Vietnam War, white people. Slavery, white people. Systemic racism, white people. Racism in general, white people. Thousands of years of Asian history being wiped off this planet, white people. Africa decentralized for decades. South America decentralized for decades. The Middle East decentralized for decades, white people. Capitalism, white people. Fascism in America, white people. Oh, look at that, you're Christian. Bet. Christianity being used to justify slavery? White people. Christianity being used to justify massacring Native Americans? White people. There's a fake Christian that sold Bibles with his own names on it sitting in the White House right now that was built and maintained by slaves. This motherfucker's white. Who led Germany during the 1930s? A white Christian. Which group of people colonized Africa? White Christians. Klan members. White Christians. St. Peter's Cross being misunderstood as a symbol of Satanism. White people. Border problems. White people. White people. The metal community being full of racist, ignorant bitches. White people. Speaking of that, Pantera. White people. The current dog shit state of the movie industry. White people and capitalism. The current dog shit state of the music industry. White people and capitalism. Specifically shit like Spotify. The current dog shit state of the gaming industry. White people and capitalism. Mount Rushmore. White people. This is some colonizer shit. Give native people their sacred land back. Dingoes. White people. The extinction of the dodo bird. White people. Fucking cave diving. White people. Last but not least, the useless existence of you and your mother. White people. That was 2 minutes of speed reading, and I'm barely on page 1 of the cracker book. Why are we being racist? Racist towards who? Old Man Coyote? You can't treat white people differently. That's racism. That's not how that works, stupid. I would love to break this to you, so here we go. It is impossible for a person of color to be racist towards one another or to a white person. Racism is something exclusive to white people. Only white people can be racist. The word you're looking for is prejudice. Can a person of color be prejudiced towards a white person? Yes. Can a person of color be prejudiced towards another person of color? Yes. A lot of Asians are prejudiced towards black people because of xenophobia, because of colorism, and surprise, surprise, because of white supremacist propaganda. Prejudice, however, is completely different from racism. Racism is systemic. Racism is tied with colonization. Racism is tied with slavery. Racism is tied together with generations upon generations upon generations of classism and supremacy that only benefits white people. Why do you think it was harder for Muhammad Ali to change his name than Bruce Jenner to change his gender? Take the colonizer history you've learned and throw it in the trash. Relearn the real history of the people to fully comprehend the definition of racism. With all that being said, I want to make something really fucking crystal clear for you. When you see me or any other person of color treat white people differently or say shit like white people can't be trusted, that is not prejudice, nor it is racism. Bitch, that's called being careful. Only crackers would believe that other unrelated egregious stuff happening around the world would justify or minimize their own horrific history or actions. I don't give a fuck that slavery was also happening in Asia. It doesn't change the fact that your great-great-great-grandpa owned slaves. America was built on the destruction of Native Americans, the blood, sweat, tears, and literal flesh of African Americans. Now, after all of that, you're telling me that you not only have the audacity to call African Americans lazy, ignore Native Americans, but you're also trying to minimize what happened in those history books. From the bottom of my cold, dead heart, you crackers deserve the days you deserve. You deserve to live long.
Hello brothers and sisters, welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you are doing great from wherever you're watching me from. And I'm your host and presenter Agent Stories, and there's a video that today I want us to watch, I want us to talk about and a little bit more comprehend about this. Do you think this Asian American is wrong for stipulating and giving facts and dropping truth bombs to like white people? Because I honestly feel like we need to have some people that remind them folks for some things that they have done, some things that doesn't stand with people, but for them they feel like it's something that they can do and just get away with it. I mean, the world forgets so fast, so What do? People need to learn that majority of the problems that we are usually having in United States and the entire world was caused by a white person. Yes, agree with me or not, these are problems that were caused by white people. Like not all white people, but white people. They caused these problems. The world wars, the chaos. Like we say that they are the authors of chaos. Yes, they have caused chaos throughout the history, and I think have all seen this. And what this Asian man was trying to do, he was trying to remind them that part of history that usually they try to deflect with. Because when we talk about chaos, you know, indeed, who is involved. And so, brothers and sisters, I want us to watch this video. It is really important for us to like understand that majority of these problems that people sometimes say that, you know, it was caused by a black person. I need you to understand that all these problems that you are seeing right now were not caused by black people. And well, indeed, it's imperative for us to understand that black people own nobody, no apology. Because when we look back to history, we now understand where the problem started, right? And I would like to commend this Asian man for telling the truth, for being a truth teller, because majority of people give half truths, half lies, but we want a person that is accountable. We want a person that if they have decided to say the truth, they say the truth. And now I present to you this Haitian man is called Bradley Asane. Bradley Asane. Go check out his content. I think he's on TikTok. Bradley Asane. Kindly go check out his content, right? He shares so many perspectives about this. And when somebody says that black people are racist, then show them this video. This brother is going to break it down to you and make you understand all these concepts. So brothers and sisters, I want you to watch this video, and then I'm going to be back. I'll be sharing my thoughts in regards to this, right? So let's watch the
long lives so that you can see minorities prosper. And most importantly, you deserve those chair shots. White people ended slavery has got to be the dumbest shit crackers have ever said to me. First of all, not true, because what the fuck do you think the slaves were doing during the Civil War? Chill out at home? Well, you know, some of them did, but regardless, the point still stands. Second of all, even if this is true, so what, Timmy? You unfucked a situation that was originally fucked up by you for a very long time. That means it took a while for y'all to understand that this is fucked up. And even then, the situation is still astronomically fucked. Timmy, do you think that after slavery, everything was sunshine and rainbows? How is any of this deserving praise or acknowledgement? 10 years after the Civil War, the wealth gap between a white person and a black person is 23-1. And not to mention, lynchings. How the fuck does any of this put a smile on my face? Y'all were so mad you couldn't own people anymore. You created the Klan. Don't type in my comment section, the Klan was created by the Democrats. This is some convenient shit only the whites would say. If the originality of something determines what it is, then all crackers go back to Europe. Every white person should be forced to look at the picture of Emmett Till before he was buried. And then you will finally understand that this doesn't mean jack shit to me. And especially, it doesn't mean jack shit to my scrumptious African Americans. Don't be mad at black people in TV shows and movies, and then go to church every Sunday to pray to white Jesus. I've seen a lot of Twitter fingers complaining about this, and this, but then it's fucking crickets when it comes to this. Don't sit there and pretend like you guys are bitching and moaning about these media because they are historically incorrect, or as if they are not staying true to the original work. You guys don't give a fuck about that. All of this yapping, it's because you're racist. Take the hood off, Timothy. We all know it's you. You complain about this because it fits your racist agenda, but not this because it doesn't fit your racist agenda. You guys were yapping constantly about how Ariel cannot be black. There's all this yapping when Moses is white. Apparently, according to crackers, the Bible has an extra commandment. Thou shalt bullshit to further on thy racist agenda. All these Klan members gathering around saying how this is historically inaccurate. Where were y'all when this movie was released? This movie is both scientifically and historically inaccurate. By the way, if you want to criticize this choice of casting, you should say she cannot act. I'm sorry, girl, but you can't. That movie was so bad in so many ways. Here's the icing on the clam cake. You guys never talk about how characters have to be white because it would destroy your talking point. Batman has to be white because one of the biggest part of his character is recognizing his own white privilege and using it to help people and fight crime. Same thing as Iron Man. Big Daddy from Princess and the Frog has to be white. As a matter of fact, the only incorrect thing about this guy is that he's not racist. Nathan from The Last Samurai has to be white. Only a white person would obsess over Japan like this. So with all that being said, and in conclusion, crackers. All this complaining about black people in media, bro, sounds about white.
White people didn't invent slavery. In fact, they were the first to end it. But somehow, saying this is controversial.
There's a lot of ways for me to explain why this narrative is a big pile of horseshit. Today, let's go with the most direct one. Close to the start of the Civil War, slave rebellions rose up all around America and the world. We have the 1811 German Coast Uprising, Nat Turner's Uprising, the Haitian Revolution. Slavery wasn't that profitable anymore, so they ended it on paper and traded one form of evil for another. Black people fought and freed themselves, while the whites wasted their fortune on pointless wars.
Slavery is evil, practiced by everyone to everyone.
The map you showed in your video was founded on fucking Reddit, and it's also fucking wrong. There's missing parts everywhere, including America, Congo, and Vietnam. And slavery didn't end in Russia in 1723. It technically ended in 1902. I don't know how much research you did, but do more of it.
I went to Ghana. I stood in a slave dungeon where people who looked like me sold people who looked like me to white people.
I cannot fucking believe those words came out of your mouth. Let's take a look at these 5 Native American tribes. For the longest time, they live with white people. They developed economic ties, they own slaves, they signed treaties, they even wear European clothes. Do you know why they did this? Because all the other tribes that didn't were nearly fucking wiped out. The same thing happened to African people, dumbass. It especially happened to the people in Ghana, the place you fucking went to.
Europeans did take slavery to another scale, but it's not because they were more evil. It's because they had the technology to commit evil on an industrial scale.
Let me understand your logic. Better technology equals slavery. Don't multiply yourself. By the way, the people with less technology were undefeated for 30 years.
Which major power stopped slavery first? The British.
For fucking who, when, and where exactly? Immediately after slavery ended on paper, European countries colonized Africa. It was literally called the Scramble for Africa because they were panicking that slavery ended. From 1904 till 1945, the British owned 25% of the world, and they were stealing and taking every resources and wealth they can from these colonies. The rest of the video is just some all lives matter shit that I'm not gonna entertain, but one thing before I leave. I'm not making this video to debunk this guy or to make the whites mad. I consider these people lost causes. I'm making this video for the younger generation to show you guys what the whites is really about. That this country was built with blood and bones. Because I know they're not teaching this shit in school.
Black people and Asian people are meant for each other. I know H-Mart Gate is over, but let me piggyback off this subject and present to you Black and Asian solidarity. If you guys don't know, we've always been there for each other since the beginning. Let's take a trip through history to really understand that. Black people were dying in the Vietnam War more than white people per capita. But did you guys hate us? No! As a matter of fact, y'all understood that that was the white man's war. Here's black people protesting against the Vietnam War. This is Yuri Kochiyama, an Asian woman activist, and she was really good friend with Malcolm X. See, we've always been there for each other. Black people during the H-Mart thing, you guys were not in our business because your problem, our problem. Our problems, your problems. We have always shared problems. Let me prove it. Y'all got Uncle Tom's, we got Uncle Tam's. problems. They destroy villages in Africa, also bomb the shit out of Asia. Y'all deal with the Klan, we deal with the Klan. Here's Martin Luther King and Thich Nhat Hanh, a Vietnamese Buddhist. They were probably talking about how to deal with the Klan in this picture. Look at this. This is the wealth inequality in America. Your problems, our problems. You guys know what else we have in common? We're diabolical builders. The Chinese people built the Great Wall of China, a proper wall. The people of Mali built Timbuktu, a proper city. Just like the people of Southeast Asia, black people of America have rebuilt their identity, community, and culture brick by brick. They keep destroying black towns, but you guys give up and stop rebuilding? Fuck! No! It used to be that you can't have shit in Detroit. Detroit is kinda okay now. Another reason for black and Asian solidarity is rice. That's right, rice gang. Do not let the crackers' propaganda deceive you. Black people love rice as much as Asian people. Here's African rice, here's Asian rice. Y'all remember when I said you got Uncle Tom's and we got Uncle Tam's? Throw both of these traitorous motherfuckers in Chinese prison and make them work on rice fields. If they want to be for the whites, treat them as such. With all that being said, in the spirit of black and Asian solidarity, I propose that the Asian community make our own version of the Black Panthers. We're gonna call it the Flying Phoenix.
So, my ancestors were asked by white men to come to this country, which they had stolen and forced black people to build, because they were hoping that my ancestors would be the new cheap and disposable labor to undercut the recently freed black people that lazy white men didn't want to pay. And when my ancestors wouldn't do that, they were lynched and massacred, their towns were destroyed, they were blown up while building the railroads, and ultimately they were excluded from society in the country for nearly 60 years. Then when the United States asked us to come back in the 1960s because they wanted to put us in the way of black people again, and the United States needed to rehabilitate its reputation with Asian countries that were gaining in economic and political power, we had civil rights because of black people.
Hot take, but I think that Asian people and black people are meant to be friends. We have so many cultural similarities that make it easy to relate to each other. Both cultures got family values, tough-ass food, strict-ass parents. Oh, and don't get me started on family functions. My homeboys be talking about black people get turned at the family function. Hey, you haven't seen the Asian family functions though. I'm talking about Viet, Filipino, Kazakh. We go crazy. Hear me out. Every Jackie Chan meets his Chris Tucker. On some real shit, me and my black friends, we just click. Like, if I'm playing R&B in the car, they're gonna be like, yo, pass me the aux. I fuck with anime, they gon' watch it with me. Bro, now that I think of it, there's so many examples of this type of friendship online. Bro, why do you think Kai Cenat and Ray got along so well? K-pop music literally takes inspiration from African-American artists. There's way too many similarities. Anyways, let me know in the comments what you guys think, and also let me know what other race duos there are.
I'm mad at Asian Americans, because why are we so smart but so silent? What's with the silence? I suspect that if we opened our mouths, we would side with black people and other brown people as the real American heroes. Yeah, we're brown, not white. But this would disrupt the white supremacy brainwash we're caught in. And deep down, we hate ourselves for siding with whiteness. We know they're wrong. Our silence is the sound of us hating ourselves. But that's the Squid Game trap that they set for us, an Asian American matrix that messes with our reality. And it's all based on hating black people. You know, the ones we're all secretly trying to copy, even the white people's. White supremacy isn't smart, but it's tricky like that. You like being tricked? I don't know any Asians who put up with that. We gotta decolonize ourselves and find Asian joy. Therein lies our voice.
Hello brothers and sisters, welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you are doing great from wherever you're watching this video. Again, I'm your host and presenter stories, and I think it's important for us to have a talk in regards to all these things that usually happen. And for the longest time, if we don't have a person to address these issues, we definitely might fall into a problem. Somebody say that, but slavery is not exclusive to America. And this Asian man tried to remind them the harm that America has caused to other people, to other countries, and to the entire world. And so you understand this part of history. It's important, and you need to think about this in this way. Majority of the problems that we are having today, that we are having today was caused by a white person, was caused by a white man. Remember when black people lived during their civilization. Let me talk about Africa. When Africans lived during their civilization, you realize that People didn't have all these sophisticated weapons. People didn't need to prove like who is the superpower. They find these people living there like lives like peacefully, even though they had domestic feuds, but it was not so much sophisticated as today. Majority of the problems that we are having, that we are seeing today, and I'm saying again, were being caused by white people. So a person coming and tells you that black Americans are the problem, I don't think no. And I think this Asian man tries to like make it open by comparing what they have caused, the suffering they have caused. And when you even look at the relationship with black people side by side, when you try to measure, let me take you back to history. Black people are doing so much well in terms of economic wise, in terms of agricultural wise, but guess who destroyed all these good things that black people are going through? Yes, you know very well, a white person. There was this group called the Ku Klux Klan, right? The KKK. Some of you know it like that. This was a clan that was formed. Some people termed it as extremist Christians, or some people termed it as nationalist Christians who were jealous of the growth of black people. Black people had their own banks. Black people had their own cities. But what did they do? They burned it down. They burned it down because they felt like these was a threat to them. And so because of that fear, they decided that, you know what, we are not giving black people a chance. We are not giving black people a chance to grow, because they feared that if black people grew, they will start competing with them over resources, over customers, over all these things. And now we are trying to see the reality. And this Asian man really cooked. He really educated Asian community. Probably he educated some of us black people. He educated white folks for all this truth. And one thing that I just want to let you know. You know, sometimes when I talk about like white people did this, white people did that, it's not that I hate white people, right? No. Don't get me wrong, because most of the time people start getting me wrong. And sometimes people term my channel as a black supremacist channel or anything. But all I like to say is that if I've ever lied, all the clips that I share with you lies, please feel free to let me know, right? But you understand, because this is what I believe. I believe that what is sharing is truth, because we are all looking at history and looking back to what the achievements that all these folks did. We ain't seeing nothing like, most of it all is negative. We ain't seeing, and we are seeing few positive things, but majority of it, we are seeing negative things at the end of it all. So all I'm saying is that white people, not all white people, of course, it's good to be realistic and clear things out. They played a big part in making black Americans suffer. The world knows this, and people looks out for this. And one day, the judgment day will come, and everyone will know the truth. Majority of people that have lived life during the early 60s will tell you how cruel these groups of, some of these white folks were so much cruel to them. And they didn't want black growth. Maybe they feared something. Maybe they thought that if black people get the opportunities that they have gotten, they fear being outshined. Those are all insecurities that I've been talking about, because you see people act out of fear. Because if white supremacy was supreme, as its name suggests, then there would have not been all these things. All I will say, replace the word white supremacy with white fear. Because all of these things that they do is to present the fears that they have heard, to destroy, to pillage, to rape, and to take away from people. That's all that they have been doing. That's all that I can recall from all this part of history. And I think it's important that people get to learn and see the truth from a person who is not white and from a person who is not black. I mean, this is Asian. And so his take is not biased. Although they are Asians, they also have their issues with black people, but at least he's on the middle ground and he's just calling things the way they are. And I think that's what we mostly deserve. We deserve truth tellers. We deserve that. Those group of people that stands for the truth, because at the end of the day, America needs the truth, and it's time this needs to be cleared out, because for the longest time the blame has been falling onto black people. But what if we shift and just decide to talk about the truth, just decide to share the truth, instead of blaming black people for the things for the systems that you are the ones who created, right? So brothers and sisters, please let me know what you think and feel about this video, because as you know, I'm your host and present Generic Stories, and I'm hoping to see you on my next video. But until then, peace, love, and harmony. Salute.